kind of feels like this. Hey, would you stay with me till the sun goes down? Being with you is so easy. Hey, if you want, honey, you can stick around. I don't know what it is about you, but you look so fine, riding shotgun in my car. Top down when driving on the highway. The wind in our hair makes us look like movie stars. And you make me sing, yeah. Ooh, you make me sing, yeah. Oh, you make me sing, yeah. I just wanna be close to your body, close to your body, close to your body. Oh, I just wanna be close to your body. Give me some sugar, honey, close to your body. Oh, I just wanna be. Oh, I just wanna be. What you say? Wanna stay in a hotel? Champagne and room service all night. Girl, I know this ain't no plaza, but I think we'll be alright. Ooh, come on. Isn't this really what life is all about? Doing what you can to have a good time. But baby, when I'm with you, I have the time of my life. Sing, yeah. Come on. Oh, you make me sing, yeah. Oh, you make me sing, yeah. I just wanna be close to your body, close to your body, close to your body. Oh, I just wanna be close to your body. Give me some sugar, honey, close to your body. Oh, I just wanna be.
I've just seen people, and the first thing I see on this screen, where I can see the comments, is something about Neil spelling.
That was me.
You're a witch. Now, just before we get into things, prior to the stream, we've just been messing about. Welcome, by the way.
Hello.
Hope you're all having a fine day. We're knackered, aren't we?
We're a little bit tired today, aren't we? Yeah.
Who have we got in? So let's do a roll call and see who we've got in. Of course, we've got our favourites, the Wallycod Wanderers.
Mama and Papa.
There you go. See, she's happy. Can you all hear us all right? Is Emma all right? Am I all right? Are you all right, Em?
I'm all right. Are you all right? Are you all right? What are you doing? He's fiddling. He's twiddling with his knobs again.
Yeah, I'm on. There seems to be some set. So hang on. There you go. Let's try that. There we go.
Is that better?
Just to give it a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Now you've just hired me up like a little chipmunk.
I think you sound great. Okay, maybe not.
So naughty.
She's not happy about that. Oh, it's all gone off today, and the last couple of days. The man, Archie's dad's in.
Archie's dad.
Hello there.
Archie's
I hope the refurbishment is going well on the new van. Freedom Shirt's in. Iverson's in. Wandering Barnaby's in. There's loads of just tons of people. We will get to
Big hello to Jamie as well, because Jamie, is it Ellis?
Jamie Ellis. I've just seen Jamie
Elmer's.
Yeah,
Elmer's.
go on.
Yeah, talks to Jamie quite a bit on Facebook.
Yeah.
And always says hello, leaves a nice comment. So hello, welcome to the stream.
Welcome, hello. Yorkshire Mix is in the building. Hello, Michael Sale is in the bell. Susan Utoff, Neil Render. Good name, Neil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Fat Trucker's in. He always leaves some interesting comments, doesn't he? Yes. Vanlife Adventures with Phil and Lisa there on as well. Our Twitter buddies. Hello, how are you doing? It's been right. First of all, we have a disclaimer to make.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, well, we do.
We do?
Yes.
Or you do?
Okay, well, it might be me. Right. If anybody has watched the electrical video about us changing the breakers in the van to the fuses that we got from 12 Volt Planet, I have spoken to the guys at 12 Volt Planet today. Spoke to Craig, lovely guy, nice. We having a good chat. 12 Volt Planet. I've had a couple of phone calls, mainly because I didn't sort of make it clear that the trip switches that we had bought were the cheap ones off Amazon. So naturally, people have kind of gone, oh, I bought them trip switches from
12 Volt Planet.
12 Volt Planet. Look at that. As soon as you say 12 Volt Planet, they're in the house.
Thank you, guys.
I didn't actually physically say on camera these switches were the cheap ones made of cheese and cardboard from Amazon, because at the time we were really minge bags. I just didn't say it. I didn't, and that was my bad, and I'll take full responsibility for it. And you can write that down, put it in your notes if you want.
Right. I'm actually going to go back and re-record this and keep it for prosperity.
Yeah, bore off.
You admitted you were wrong.
Yes, once. Well, not so much as wrong. I just didn't give the full. Yeah, I naturally thought that people would sort of look at the breakers and go, "Yeah, they're the cheap ones." But no, 12 Volt Planet do sell the breakers,
but they sell
proper breakers. Yeah, the
yes.
proper breakers. So yeah, it was my bad. So if anybody is watching this after watching the previous video where I was apparently scaremongering, as one of the people in the comments called me.
Naughty boy.
Yeah, naughty boy for scaremongering. As it saves one person's van going on fire, well, I will scaremonger away. So yeah, no, it was my bad. Yeah, I just forgot to mention it. So apologies to 12 Volt Planet.
Oh, they have forgiven you.
Of course.
Giving you a love heart. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
You know, they don't know me that well, and they think I'm a lovely guy. Anyway, right, that's sorted. So for a few of you who have been around for a while, you know, and if you've seen Instagram, that, well, two things have happened this week that are quite exciting, aren't they?
Yeah, we've been a bit busy this week.
Yeah, just a bit busy. So we got units. We will tell you more about the units when we get around to, you know, doing the videos or putting the videos out on there. Hello, Lee. How are you doing? Anfield Road layout in the loft. Hello, Emma. Hello, Lee, as well.
Hello.
So there's going to be more on the transit build that is coming, like literally within. It was going to come this week, but we have a more important video to put out this week. But yeah, so we got the units. We spent 2 days building the units. They look fantastic.
Our hands don't anymore, though, do they?
No, and then we opened a box.
Yeah, right. We opened the box of doom.
The box of doom. Now, if anybody remembers a certain item we've had a problem with, being a Dometic cooktop sink unit that got recalled, and
it took months and months and months of to and fro in, and then eventually it got sorted out with the company that we got it off. So they sent us out a new one. And
we got a replacement.
We got it replaced.
Yeah.
Yes. Brilliant.
We opened it up.
No. First, we put it in the van with all the rest of the build stuff without checking it, because my fault.
That was in January?
That was in January. I only checked the actual invoice, and I checked that what it said on the invoice was what I ordered. Yeah? No. Always check your box as well. Because they sent us the wrong unit.
So we'd originally ordered a 9722 and we got a 9222 sent. We wanted a right-hand sink.
They sent us a left-hand sink.
So A, they sent us the wrong sink combination to the actual unit we wanted, and 2, they sent the wrong product. So we were kind of like, yeah, that said it all.
Yeah, but
it literally says it all. Good evening, Charlie. How are you doing, sir? Midnight Madness. It just.
So in all fairness to the company, though, I phoned them. Was it this morning? Yesterday morning?
Yeah,
yesterday morning.
Yesterday.
Phoned them yesterday morning.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, she phoned him yesterday morning and come hop skipping up the stairs like she just won the lottery, full of smiles and all. Like, I've done a thing.
Because, right? Do you know when you phone up a company and it's quite a big company and you get someone on the end of the phone who's doing customer service, returns, issues? Sometimes they're in a bit of a stinky mood, or the people that they're talking to.
All I can say is they don't work for 12-volt Planet, do they?
No, but let me finish. So, this lovely lady called Claire answers the phone, and she was lovely. Couldn't do enough to help me. Literally within 10 minutes, we're all sorted. So, so we are now getting the old one picked up and a replacement sent out at the same time. And she actually messaged me today to ask me when was suitable for us. Lovely, lovely person called Claire. She was lovely. Couldn't have done enough for us. So, yes, it was like winning the lottery.
You have to carry on here.
And Neil has the girls.
Oh, by the way, someone's just been looking on the Face Ache Marketplace, and someone's selling Dachshund in Liverpool somewhere. Nearly had another one, didn't we?
Who says we're not getting another one?
It's going to break up the yen.
Yeah, but a little friend. Oh, look at her little face. Look at her little face. Oh, speaking of doggos as well, something else that we've got to mention. Today, we came home today and we had received. Oh, that one's the wrong way. That one's the right way.
Are they even in?
I don't know.
Oh, you may.
But Northerners on Tour, if you are in, thank you very much for the stickers. I will make sure that they go on the van. Neil.
To be fair, a lot of van people's stickers kind of do look the same. And I just genuinely thought we had a Northerners on Tour sticker because we have met them, we have spoke to them, we have seen them. So I naturally just thought they were there. So, yeah, sorry about me yet again. Don't get Neil starting on the fairy ball again. Do you know what? I am going to start on the fairy ball now. John and Nikki, you've mentioned that. We did have a message today of friends of ours who have just received a package and they're still sending the ball out. And it's just like...
Just stop sending the goddamn ball out.
I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. Why do it? Look, right. I've got a question for you all. Is the front of the cooker the front of the cooker, or is the back the front?
That's not how it was worded, but
okay.
You carry on with this chain. I'll just let you carry on.
Nah, I'll just... Is there more doors or wheels in the world? There's a question to ponder over when you're suffering with a little bit of I don't know, sleep deprivation or in the middle of the night. Is there more wheels in the world, or is there more doors in the world? So there you go. But no, it's been a busy week, and today, if you have seen the Instagram, we have finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks of plugging it, we've had the fly sheets fitted to the van.
Yes, we have.
Oh
yes.
Boy. If you do want to know about the fly sheets, go over to Instagram. You'll see it in the stories. The company, and I didn't really want to say this on YouTube, but I'm going to say it anyway. Yeah, I'll just let you say it.
Say what?
Who the company is?
No, you say it. I'm not giving any spoilers. That's not me. You're
Webnet. Just
you're
go on the Instagram. Go on the Urban Explorer Instagram, and you'll see Webnet Designs. Have a look at their Instagram. Follow them on Instagram. Are you all right? I'm sorry about that. Are you all right there? Huffing and puffing. Yeah. I'm just these. I can't speak any more highly about the fly nets than we are going to in the video, because they're just superb, aren't they?
Yeah, they're something else, aren't they? And the company themselves as well, genuine, lovely people, and just nice people who are doing something really good.
Just being around them, it just makes you feel good. Just the passion you've got in them, but the product is just, it's brilliant. It really is brilliant, isn't it?
Yes.
So Webnet Designs. The video will come out in a couple of weeks' time. But I was saying that it might even come out Monday or Sunday. It just depends. We've got a little bit more filming to do. Obviously, then I've got to edit it, and then we've got the transit videos coming out. And by then, hopefully, we heard a little bit of news today from another friend of ours that apparently France are lifting restrictions on people being vaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated, how true this is, I don't know. It could be an absolute lie. I don't think it is. But if you're not vaccinated, once this announcement gets made, you can technically then travel to France without a vaccination. So
zoom.
See you later.
Off we pop.
Yeah, we are definitely going to. We're going to be. Fancy going to France?
I have to sort their passports out there.
Ooh la la.
Yes.
So yeah, we're going to be going to France, and we've also got a guest coming in with us tonight as well. Mr. Alex Frood is going to come in and tell us all about his crazy adventures.
He's been getting about, hasn't he?
About?
He's been getting out and about.
Alex has been
not
getting about.
Jealous one bit.
No, if you don't know who Alex is, Mispronounced Adventures on YouTube. It's just Alex Frood on Instagram. He's another one. He's just a genuinely nice guy, and he's been on some damn epic adventures. He really has. He's been on some amazing adventures. So yeah, go and follow him. There he is. Look, that's the guy. That's the boy right there. I'm gonna actually drop you the link. This dog's snoring.
No, she's just heavy breathing.
And you're judging me with them eyes. I've just dropped you the link there in your Instagram, so you can come in anytime you want, buddy. But yeah, Alex is going to come in and tell us all about where he's been, what he's been up to. Alexander, as Archie's dad calls him.
Oh,
I can't even say Rob anymore. It's Archie's dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our good buddy Paul is in. Hello there, Paul.
That's what we've got Mr. and Mrs. Brown.
Mr. and Mrs. Paul. That's who I'm Paul about. What's that? Chuffed. What's this? Get your channel booked, not peeing out. It is. I tell you what.
Oh,
oof, peeing out.
Bit naughty, that, isn't it?
It's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit naughty, isn't it? Are the kittens growing?
Yes, they are. They are now devouring solid food as of today.
Not so much as growing, more of getting into adventure, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting everywhere now. So
all over the place.
Literally, you walk in, you've got to really watch what you're doing now.
I've got to put you down now.
So, okay. But normally one of these two is looking after them. So that's good.
Yeah, we have got a full house at the moment, and then like I said, somebody wants to go and buy a boy dachshund.
They're just so cute.
You see, the problem is with Emma getting another dachshund, and I will tell you the problem right now. Right, here is the problem. I'll smash your face right in a minute. So she wants a boy because she wants Dolly to have a litter. Just one litter. Right, okay, so we've got Poppy, we've got Dolly, then we're going to have a boy. So that's going to be, I don't know, just let's call him Peking.
It's not a duck.
Well, let's call him Dave, for instance. So we got Dave.
We've got a Dave downstairs.
It doesn't matter, just button it. zip it. So we have 3 dogs. I will guarantee you, I totally guarantee you, the minute she has a litter, but we've got to keep one.
One.
See what I mean? See, just so the transit that we're doing, we may as well just take the engine out of it, put a link up on the front of it, and just tow it behind the crafter, and it can just be for the dogs.
Or, like I said before, that little pod thing that we were in, we could get one of them.
I'll stick you in a pod. Honestly, do you know what? Really, and you go from 2 dogs to 4, and no, it's not happening.
But you won't let me have a duck.
Duck off.
You won't let me have a go. Said no to the hedgehog.
Put your earphones on. We're going to talk to Alex. God. So Alex has been. He just can't sit still. He was with Rob, and they were going all over. Just, do you know what? I can't even tell you where Alex has been. Right? If you just get the map of the world, right? Take off Canada, take off Australia, and take off Russia and America. Right? That Alex has driven over the rest of it in the past month or 2, and he really has. And he's been all over the place. He's been out with Rob, and they were actually really annoying Emma because round about Halloween time they were going to Dracula's castle, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been on my bucket list for ages. I was actually supposed to go when I was about 20 with my friends, and she let me down last minute. So when I saw that, I was very upset.
Yeah, she was not happy at all.
I think a few death threats got sent.
So, I think she actually sent a few death threats to Rob to park the van and go there. I mean, I'd come in the living room and she'd be like, so I remember Dick Dastardly's dog. That's what she sounded like. Exactly like that. So Rob got the brunt of it, to be honest with you. But yeah, Alex, he's been everywhere, so we're going to bring him in now. Hopefully, StreamYard is just it behaves itself. You know what I mean? And it doesn't throw a wobbler on us, but we shall add him to the stream and we shall see. Look at that.
Am I in? Is it working?
Hey.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Hey.
Oh, well, do you know what we actually need to do? Just because it's you, and just because we love you. Hang on a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Alex Frood from Mispronounced Adventures, the sexiest, most dashing adventurer in the West.
Wow. This is quite something to live up to now for an intro like that.
It was the best sexy introduction I could do for someone of your stature.
Oh.
We've spoke quite a bit over the last few weeks, haven't we, mate?
Yeah,
but we've actually, I don't think we've had a face-to-face, or we spoke loads on text. I know that much.
Yeah, I think the last face-to-face was probably the International Campervan show for the summer, right?
No, we seen you in October when you were Rob.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the pub in Scotland where you stopped the country.
Yeah, we
ambushed me in the car park.
Oh, but do you know what? Before we start, so we were with the couple we were today, Ross and Diane, who we got the flight screens off. Diane, we mentioned you were coming on, and Diane said, "Where's the bed in his van?"
This is what you know. What we'll show it. Anyone who lives in my van.
I do hope that Ross and Diane are in.
The entire back of the van folds down into a huge Super King bed.
There you go. Yeah, we kind of got we made the sort of decision. It was like a Murphy bed.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid Murphy bed weird thing. I have a shorter length van, so I get all the space of being able to walk the full length of the vehicle without having a garage stopping, like taking up all the space really.
Is that must be one of the biggest questions you get asked all the time when people walk in the van and go, nice van, but where'd you sleep?
Or it takes them a little while to figure it out. They're like, there's something missing they see in the van, and then they eventually click, oh wait, hang on, where's the bed? Where do you sleep? But no, it got when I was building the van, it was the most commented thing on pretty much every video until I built the bed, which was, "Where's the bed?"
Yeah, I mean, I even when I walked in the van, I'm like, "Where's it's?" I'm looking for a drop down. I'm like, no, it's got to be a pull out, and you're trying to figure things out, and you're like, no, that's a cupboard. Yeah, but that cupboard's the mattress. That cupboard. It's such a clever design, but you
self builds. You get to build whatever you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but you also have the luxury of actually being really clever as well. So it's hats off to you, sir. So Emma's got a very, very, very important question that she needs to ask you before she's been dying to ask this. So I'm going to let you two crack on.
How many snowmen have you built?
How many snowmen have I built?
This trip.
I've not actually
Alex.
built snowmen.
So that was Alex from Mispronounced Adventures.
Bye.
I can explain why.
Okay.
Oh, mate, honestly, I'd really, if you want to take a couple of minutes to really think about it, because the level of hate that will come through the screen could crack whatever processor is in your laptop.
It's not really possible to build snowmen in that kind of conditions. The snow's too dry; it just falls apart. Unlike our snow, this is where I'm going to get into my snurdy nerd outfit of when I do my guiding work and I take people to the mountains. British snow, great for building snowmen, sticks together really well. Stuff in the Arctic, it's too dry, so the snow doesn't really have any sticking power.
Okay.
Before I get into crystal structures of snow, more or less, that's the reason. Otherwise, I would have built some.
So it's more powdery.
That's why when we went to Iceland 5 years ago, that's why we couldn't build snowmen. I was trying to explain that to you in Iceland.
Excuse you. You're telling lies. Lies are coming out of your big face, you snowman destroying animal.
Wow. Okay. Good evening, Wandering Womble. Hello, Kevin. How are you doing, sir? Nice to see you. So,
murderer.
Yeah, I mean, the video I watched today, is that now dropped on your channel?
No, so the one you watch will drop on Sunday. A different one drops tonight, which is the build up to that episode. But
right, if you are not subscribed to Alex, go, because we need to get Alex to 10K as well before the Overlander show, which he will smash anyway. He'll pass all of us with the content he's putting out. Mispronounced Adventures. Go over there, give him a follow. Watch his last couple of videos. Just watch them all. Just watch them all, and
they know.
Yeah, see what he's done to the van. You had a. I don't know what it was a. I don't know whether it was a personal thing, but you set out to do something to show people what not and what to and what not to do, didn't you?
Yeah. So I think the whole point of the series is, one, I've always liked documenting what I'm doing, because it's great to watch your own videos back like years down the line. But I wanted to particularly make sure that this travel series of driving the van up into the Arctic and northern Sweden, Norway and Finland was to show that, yes, it's actually an amazing experience, but it's also potentially life-threatening, and it takes a lot of work to be able to do that and to be safe to yourself and to other people as well. And that's what I think, like, the series which is currently coming out gets across. Like, it is absolutely stunning up there. But also things happen, from my van getting blown across a car park in the middle of the night whilst it's parked when I get hit by a storm, to the engine not starting because the coolant started to freeze in -25.
Do you know what? I'm just going to... Them two things you've just said there. One, I won't say too much about the being blown in a car park, because that's going to be in the next... I've seen it all, I know, and I watched it as it was near enough live, didn't I? You and me were talking.
You were one of the people where I...
Yeah. I was like, it was like, oh, shit. Yeah, it was like, it was on a Sunday, and I just remember it, and I went outside, we had a phone call, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then you sent me the video, and I was like, wow. The
you were
wind,
at work, weren't you?
Yeah. The wind has actually moved your van that far, which was like, oh my, I can't wait for this video to come out. But the one that scared me the most was the engine freezing, because Yeah, you'd not long left Ash and Marie lost in Europe, but I can guarantee if I know you, you were probably 6,000 miles up the road in half a day, in the middle of nowhere. And I was thinking that where'd you go if that doesn't unfreeze? What is?
Yeah. So I think for that particular situation, for the backup for people who might not have seen that video, after I left Ash and Marie Lost in Europe, I drove up towards the top of the Gulf in Sweden, and there's a place called, I'm going to say Lula because I can't pronounce it correctly, hence the name of the channel, where you can drive on the frozen ocean, which is an absolutely mad experience. You know, taking a van, for a Brit at least, driving your vehicle on the ocean, or the sea actually, is ridiculous. So I did that, and at the end, after that day, I wanted one of the park ups on the edge on the coast, which was great. The temperature really dropped that night to about I think the van said -25 in the morning, and my coolant mix was more diluted than I thought. As in, we often talk about having antifreeze in our coolant in our engines in the UK. You know, we get down to -5.
Yeah.
When you're in places like that in the winter, that antifreeze sometimes isn't enough, and in my case, it was a little bit more diluted than I thought, and the antifreeze started to freeze in the engine, which caused a few issues.
Yeah, that antifreeze was like a Mr. Frosty, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's why I was okay-ish with the situation. If it had frozen solid, that would have been extremely bad news, because that would have been probably game over for the engine, because water and liquids expand when they freeze, and that would have potentially damaged the engine.
Yeah.
Because I could see it was slush, there were still places for it to move. I knew what the issue was, so if I just waited it out, or in my case, the engine preheater I installed, which is what normally heats the engine up every morning before I start it, because it was like trying to pump around the slushy, the pump inside the preheater wasn't powerful enough to move all that slush around, which in my case, I knew if I waited long enough, it was going to be fine. And the whole video, which is me spending 7 hours from going, oh, why isn't the engine preheater working, to 7 hours later of me actually getting the engine to start and then drive off, which was, but it was a fun little day.
It was scary to watch. And it really was, even just because I just remember watching it and thinking, if he hadn't, because I know you were having issues with actually getting the preheater started because the slush wasn't moving around the engine. It was like, where does he go from here? If the temperature decides to go, okay, well, I'm now -1 and I don't want to get warm anymore, so I'm just going to drop down to -10. It's like, oof, that, potentially, what's that phone call going to be like to the AA? It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, so I think if I needed to get external help by phoning the the AA or the RAC, it would have been probably not too much of a problem. It would have been a while for them to get to me, but it does seem that everyone lives a normal life up there in those conditions. All the vehicles up there are fully adapted and used to that. I was
just about to say, I could see the phone call to Ash coming in. Hi, mate, we've broke down. And then literally Ash just come in the comment section. Oi, oi, good evening. You must recognize this guy.
I'm pretty sure I'm messaging Ash during the day, and he did offer to come help me out if need be, which is a great offer because he was quite a few hours away at that point. But I did message him and chat throughout the day of getting that scenario fixed, and he did offer to come help me out and fix my issue by bringing some big heaters down and just going to put them under the engine to thaw it out. But didn't.
Yeah, I think I'd just dug a hole and lit a fire.
I mean, that's what would be done or used to be done, and probably still can be done. But I think a lot more of the modern engines have so many wires and stuff in different places underneath that you're more and more worried about actually damaging electrics now. But any form of heat. I think
it was a scary just to watch it. It was just like, oh, I hope he gets past it. I mean, I kind of knew because I was watching the videos, but also speaking to you as well. So I kind of, but it was just, even when you watch the videos, I was kind of, you get a bit of an anxious feeling like, I know he's all right. because I've spoke to him and I know where he is right now. But I'm watching the video going, I hope he's all right. I hope he gets through this. Knowing that I know anyway. But yeah, so from there you ended up. Now there's a story, and I don't know whether you want to tell it, and I don't know whether you don't want to tell it. If you don't want to tell it, that's fine. You got into the Ice Hotel, and
my heist at the Ice Hotel.
Was it? It wasn't the conventional way, was it?
So the Ice Hotel is something I've always wanted to like visit. Right, it's one of those things you kind of see on National Geographic, like growing up, and I was like, I want to go there. So I drove there. I got there quite late at night, and you couldn't view around as a visitor anymore. So there's a park up nearby at a Sammy Museum, which a couple other vehicles were in. So the next day I went there, and I sort of saw on a website you might have had to buy a ticket. Anyone who doesn't know, the Ice Hotel is like an art gallery and hotel. So each of the rooms is made by an individual artist. So each ice room is completely different with different themes.
I never knew that.
But I didn't really realize where to get a ticket, so I decided to walk in and just carry on walking and have a lovely time. Went to the ice bar, got an ice beer, wandered around all the rooms, went to some of the rooms which weren't art rooms, jumped on the bed because why not? Because looking on booking.com, some of those rooms were £1,300 a night.
No, really?
So I was like, I'm going to jump on a bed.
I mean, £1,300 a night, but £25,000 for the Uber from the airport to get there.
Yeah, I think the airport it's near Carunas. The airport's only about 5 miles away, so it's quite close in that sense, which is quite nice. But the Ice Hotel, if anyone's ever in that part of the world at the right time of year or any time of year, go visit it, because they've got a permanent hotel and a temporary one every year.
Right.
So
I know there's another guy. Yeah, there's a couple I follow on Instagram. I can't remember the name of the actual their Instagram, but they are there right now because they were putting the photos of the Ice Hotel. They're there right now, but so I can't remember what the names are. but
I think it does. You're speaking to, because I met them out on the trip, and we met up, and that's where they were a few days ago.
I don't know whether it's Doval or Rover. I can't. It's like a short, and it's just a one name thing, I think.
Joe,
I know.
I think. I think. Yeah, I
can't. Yeah, I can't remember. They're there right now, and it's just seeing so many people there. Plus, my daughter's been there.
Yeah.
And she's also stayed in the igloos as well.
Yeah, so there's a whole different section of things up there, and other really cool accommodation where there are like igloos or sort of built igloos with glass ceilings, so you can watch the Northern Lights at night. And when we were there, I was having dinner in the restaurant, a non-icy restaurant, a bit of a warmer one. Frozen chairs aren't that comfortable to sit on.
No.
And then the servers tell you, oh, the Northern Lights are outside, and then you see everyone in the restaurant jump outside and go, oh, have a look. It was a very expensive restaurant, arguably, but
you went in Rome, isn't it?
A bit of a treat.
Yeah, it's an experience, isn't it? So,
yeah. It was a bit of a treat.
Is there anything that stands from the whole trip? Is there any one thing that's apart from, obviously the engine freezing or the van nearly getting blown over? Is there anything that you sort of stood there or you seen and thought, there's not many people on the list that have seen or done this?
I think it's got to be the sunrises and sunsets. I mean, like the Northern Lights are amazing, as you get to see them quite a lot when there's good cloud cover. But I think
we've seen them, mate.
Good.
We've seen them for how long was it?
A couple of seconds.
A couple of seconds. Yeah, we went to Iceland and then decided to drive from one end of the island to the other to see Northern Lights, and we it was about 3 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's classed as seeing them, but yeah, especially when you see your videos and you see Ash's photographs, and it kind of does make you feel a little bit incompetent. So for our 3 seconds of Northern Lights, and it wasn't even that spectacular, was it? No, it was disgusting. But yeah,
it's so often and often. There's so many phone apps you can get which tell you when there's about to be a solar spike, so you can go have a look. And usually it's always like the law that when there's like Sod's law, when there's a really powerful solar spike, there'll be clouds. So quite a few having apps on your iPhone were quite helpful for like looking when there's cloud gaps to see them.
Yeah.
Probably the best bit I think were the Arctic like sunrises and sunsets, because they just last like so long, which is
It must be really odd for, I know during the winter time they don't, because I know from I'm on Ash's Patreon, and you see they don't get a lot of sunlight, and that must be a real weird thing coming from the UK to then experience. And well, it's been light for 2 hours, and I know we all moan, and we do moan in the UK. We go, oh, it's dark by 4 o'clock, you know what? And you've had like 6 hours of daytime. Over there, it's that's like that much, isn't it? It's like it's gone before, we'd miss it, us.
Yeah.
We would. We genuinely miss it.
That when we were both working in the bars, we'd miss daylight because we'd be in work.
No, we would be the other way around. We miss nighttime because we'd go into work, and one of the clubs that we both used to work in was down in the cellar. So we'd go into work, and it would be 9, 10 o'clock at night in the summer. It would be bright. We'd go into work. We'd finish at 4. We'd come out, and it'd still be daylight. We'd actually miss the whole. We didn't see nighttime for like 5 months of the year. we didn't. We genuinely didn't. So. Yeah, it must be a strange experience to actually live that way, and hats off to anyone who can as well. So,
it's I think so. The time of year I was being sort of the February into March is when the days are starting to get a little bit longer. So I think some of the days it was like 4, 5, 6 o'clock is the sun starting to go down. But after you get into the Arctic Circle, it's in the summer, height of summer. In the winter, you're not darkness all day because the sun just doesn't make it above the horizon.
Yeah.
But it's to live there like throughout the entire year, it must take some getting used to of mostly darkness and mostly light, and then a little bit of British normal daylight in the transition seasons.
Crazy. So coming away from being away, because you've been away. I mean, I know you've been back to the UK for Christmas and things like that, but you were in extreme climates during. Before Christmas and when you were away with Rob, and then you've come back and you've gone away again into extreme climates. What if any upgrades do you plan on doing to the van? Are you going to do any upgrades for colder weather, or is there anything else you can do to the van to help, or is that kind of the limit you've reached with your van, or I don't know?
I think for this trip, I only got the coldest I had was -27, and the van still performed perfectly in that after the coolant issue was fixed. So I think during the trip, the main issue I had was the problem basically. But things I could do later on, I don't think there was anything I would particularly change which were needed. Maybe just comfort related things.
Yeah.
I think the main thing I didn't have for this trip, which I would normally have in the van, is I changed how my water system works, because I have a water pipe which runs throughout the floor, which is great in normal conditions. But when it's silly minus numbers, that pipe would freeze. So I just emptied that tank for this trip and just used 2 portable water jerry cans. So maybe if I was doing something again, I would maybe move the tank to the other side so I could have the water plumbed in permanently. But no, all the preparation sort of paid off. The coolant, but the engine preheater was without a doubt its most important upgrade. I don't think it would be really possible to do the trip without an engine preheater. The engine might start, but it's extremely stressful, and to do that every day to the vehicle's just not going to be.
Yeah, you're putting her under pressure, and you don't need to. I think we've got a couple of questions for you. So, what's the first one? Em from Seeking Spectacle.
Hi, Alex. How's the recirculating shower been treating you? Was it worth the effort?
Recirculating shower, fantastic. For anyone who's watching doesn't know what that is, I have a system where all the grey water gets screened through a bunch of filters, and then through a UV filter and back into my hot tank before the hot tank or the shower tank runs out, so I can have an unlimited hot water shower. before on 10 litres of water, and that has a bunch of filters which I need to replace. Was it worth the effort? For me, living full time, definitely. My guilty pleasure, if I'm honest, is long hot showers. So
don't blame you there.
That is that is going to be something that we will be doing this year. I know we've got, I won't say upgrades, but we're going to change a couple of things in about. I know we've been talking about this, you and me, because I've been quizzing you since the Overlander last year, and Jeff from Always Van Adventure about what we need to do and where we need to put it. But I think for us, the recirculating shower. Oh, by the way, Geeky Phil, thank you very much for the super sticker, sir. Thank you very much. For us, I think I'm just going to wait until we're together next, which will be the Overlander.
Yeah.
And then I'm basically going to let you in our van have a look, and then you can kind of, I don't know, put it, without me confessing that I feel stupid. If you say you'll locate and you'll know where things are going to go better than I do because you've done the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Retrofitting.
It's one of them. Yeah, I mean, the recirculating shower bit, it's not a small unit to fit in, is it? It's not, you got a couple of filters and you've got a pump and extra stuff. So there needs to be a bit of space for it all to go in. It's just where will be the best placement for us to do it in our van. So I'm just going to wait until we're together, and then you can sort of go right there. And then you can have your recirculating shower. Yes. And she's going to be happy. Right, the guys from 12 Volt Planet have said, did you use heated batteries or just insulate the standard batteries? Now, I know the answer to this, and it's one of those answers that's mega clever, but really simple. But I'll let Alex tell you.
Few options for that. So I've got 3 130 amp hour lithium batteries in my van, which are from an electric vehicle. But just imagine them as any standard lithium battery. My ones didn't have heating, and they didn't have low temperature cutoff, so I built those systems in. So last year when I implemented them, I built a cold weather charging system. So if those batteries drop below safe charging temperature, I've got mine set to about 7 degrees. The battery charger or the solar charger cannot charge them. It won't allow them to be charged. Heating wise, I originally put 15 watt heat pads under each battery on a heat plate, and then each battery is built into a insulated box, and that's on a temperature controlled relay. So then if batteries drop 7 degrees, that relay would turn on and heat the batteries up to they reach 9 degrees and turn off again. For this trip, I improved on the system again. I lifted the batteries off the floor and gave them a 25mm air gap underneath, which is where most of the cold was getting in from. My floor's insulated. If the batteries are sitting even in a box directly on a cold floor, that is going to have a lot of cold transfer. So taking away all that surface area was one. But more importantly, my diesel heater is next cabinet along, and that's going to be running, if not pretty much 24/7 during this last trip. So I have a little hot air, a little fan which turns on if it senses the heater's on, and just pumps any waste heat from the cabinet which contains the diesel heater and just pumps it underneath the batteries. So for the entire trip, the batteries were at about 18 degrees because just using heat from the diesel heater, because using diesel to heat the van is what everyone's going to do anyway, or gas, LPG. If you had an LPG system, it would work as well. But using the waste heat from the actual heater unit and all its venting inside the cabinet, all the ducting inside the cabinets, that heats up that air mass inside the cabinet, and I just pumped that air with a computer fan on a temperature controller underneath the batteries into the battery compartment, and kept them nice and toasty warm with no electrical costs to do so.
It's kind of strange, because a lot of people, I know, especially in motorhomes, because I've watched a couple of the American guys whose batteries are in a specific part of the van, say, and literally just by putting a computer fan in one end of the cabinet. I know they said that. Is that even a word? Cabinet? No. Just by putting a computer fan in one end of the cabinet and one in the other, and having the air from just the unit itself, just the van, having it flow through the cabinet, made that much of a difference rather than just being closed. It's just ridiculous. Like, you wouldn't think 2 tiny fans could make so many. Yeah, you've gone to extremes on that level, but it's it is just it. Sometimes a simple solution like that can make it work properly.
Yeah, I think just changing. So the heating fan was great. It's not going to be possible for everyone, depending where the heaters are, but the actual movement box off the ground, where I change 100% surface contact at the bottom of the batteries box with the cold floor, changing that to about 5% or less, because it's now got a big air gap and sitting on tiny stilts. That stops so much cold getting transferred into the batteries, or vice versa, getting transferred out. I think that
12 volt planetary said that's really clever. I'll store that advice for our customers. To be fair, I know it's probably Craig from 12 volt planet. I spoke to Craig today, dead nice guy. Alex it will probably be worth you and Alex having a conversation at some point, because I don't know, you mightn't have seen some of the stuff he's done. Alex is like if it is Craig, I was speaking to you about a guy who was coming on tonight, which is Alex, and I said anybody who is an engineer would appreciate what Alex has done to his van, because it's kind of, you do think there's outside the box, and then I think you've took that box and you've gone somewhere else and just thought about some of the stuff you're doing. You are right. It's kind of it's clever to the point where you've just got to nod at the stuff you do and go, that's clever and super smart as well. So yeah, hats off to you. I reckon you two guys would you could probably come up with something together, and I don't know, but yeah, there's definitely a conversation needs to be had there. Ash has just said this guy's van is a masterclass of using your brain, and it really is. Even it astounds me, because it's not a massive vehicle as well, is it? And then when you go in there and you go, okay, but so where did Einstein come when you were building this van and help you? It's just, you are proper smart, and it is one of your attractions as well. I admire your smartness, and I don't admire many people, do I? No. You are definitely somebody who makes all our lives a lot better by knowing, because you break down the smart and bring it to us, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I think 12 Volt Planet and you need to definitely have a conversation. I'd love to see you and Ash build a van together. That'd be quite interesting.
That would be cool.
It would be funny, wouldn't it? It would be good. So
I just like playing with things and experimenting, and I mean that was one of the point with the channel. If I can build something in my van which is helpful, then I will, because and I'll show all the mistakes. So if the heating pad example is a great one, because that video, half of it is me trying other methods and it failing terribly.
Yeah,
and I think that it's important. I think was important for me making sort of the channel and the build part of the series, the channel, was showing all the things I was doing and all the mistakes I was making along the way. And I just like playing with things, really. There's a video coming out in a couple of weeks where the Victron battery chargers, which a lot of vans are using now if they've got a smart alternator, the Victron B2Bs, are well known for being 30 amp chargers and overheating and not doing that, whilst I've built an active cooling system for mine, and mine run an output continually more than 30 amps. So I've got far higher charging with them because I made some modifications to their cooling and basically overclocked the Victron chargers to run at a higher clock speed because of something, or a higher output because of something I read in their manual and figured out how I could use that information.
You got 2 Orions as well, haven't you?
So I've got 2 30 amp Victron battery to battery chargers. So 60 amps should be charging, but actually they charge at 65 total and about 69 on startup.
Right.
I made to them. But
just so if anyone is going to the Overlander show in June, is it June? Yeah. Alex will be there. Yeah. June or July, I can't remember which date it is. He's also going to be at Camp Quirky as well, aren't you? You will be there. And Vanlife Eats. Are you going to Vanlife Eats as well? The big picnic.
I need to fully confirm Vanlife Eats, but I've been asked to do a talk at Vanlife Eats about this Arctic trip.
So he will be there.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do this sort of a trip to the Arctic, some of the things I learned along the way, the ups and the downs.
Yeah, it's there's a 12-hour planet that was just popped up there. Wait, you've overclocked the DCs to DC, Ryan. We definitely need to talk.
Overclocked clock speed, but you can achieve higher than 30 amp output with things. But yeah, we'll have a chat.
Yeah, June the Overlander is. I can never remember which date it is. Yeah, that's going to be it's going to be really strange because that's going to be the first. It's going to be the first one this year, isn't it? It just seems that long ago since anything has happened. I know a few of us have seen each other anyway, but doesn't it feel? It feels weird, doesn't it? Was it Alex? Yeah, Alex's mic keeps going. Don't worry about it. Your mic keeps clipping in and out. Sometimes it's just could be internet, could be Facebook, it could be anything. But yeah, no, we got Camp Quirky first, then the Overlander. I know for us, and then we've got Vanlife Eats. But it does seem forever since everyone's been together.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the last people we've seen the Trolls, but the last time we were out properly was when we met Rob, Alex, and then the Trolls with Paul up in Scotland, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's ages ago.
It was like October. Was it October?
October was that? Yeah, October.
Yeah, that's when we were with Rob and Alex.
Yeah, it
October.
is. It is. So where's once Everton's sort of done and you've got Everton done, where's the next place? Have you got anywhere specific you're going to head to? Or is it going to be back to cold, or are you going to go and find that sun?
I honestly don't know at the moment. The van wise, so one of the reasons I've had to come back as well is I use my Schengen data. So I'm going to be in the UK for the next couple of months, or I'm keeping my calendar open because I've got some potential international work, which is what I normally do coming up, so I need some time open. The next trip with the van, I think there's a bit of rumor, a few people I know may want to go back to Romania for Halloween time next year.
Hi, friend. Hi. Just hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. I think what are you doing next October?
Going to Romania.
Stupid question. Is Uncle Rob coming?
I think
Archie's dad.
So yeah.
Oh, it's just I'm gonna say, Paul, what are you doing next October, mate? Romania? Yeah. It's gonna be like Convoy, isn't it? Oh, rubber ducky. It's just gonna be absolutely, yeah. There we go. Part of Van and Go, 27th of December. What's it all about?
Diesel was 90p when we were there a while ago. That'd be like...
Right. Go and pack the bags. I'll just shut the stream off and we'll be gone. Yeah, it's there's one for you. How much was diesel? I know we're all moaning in the UK now of paying £1.60, £1.70 a litre. What's the cost in Norway?
So I saw the price rise the same as everyone else sort of did in the UK when the price started to rise. They were rising in. I think I was paying by the end of the trip the equivalent of about £2.09, £2.15 for fuel, which is
yeah, and we're moaning about 170, 180. It's, I mean, yeah, it's bad, but there are other places that are getting,
fuel is significantly cheaper.
Yeah, because I remember when we spoke on the phone today, you were like, it's nice to come back and fill the tank up and get, not have to pull out the gold card. I can just use my normal card. It's just, yeah, the prices are, hopefully Everton will have, things will have calmed down. What do you know about restrictions being dropped? Have you heard anything about restrictions being dropped anywhere, or? Ash has just said it's £2, so £2 a litre of diesel where he is. For travel into France and Spain.
So I read a couple of the article titles today, which were unvaccinated requirements getting dropped for France. However, there's probably an asterisk to that, which I need, because I think they haven't released all those full details yet. But I think it's probably going to be what France considers a green list country are getting, so unvaccinated travellers can come. But to be honest, France changed its rules the day before I went out on the trip, which was one of the reasons I had to leave in a bit of a hurry.
Right.
Because the rest of Europe, I think, were doing 9 months after you last in.
Excuse me.
Someone's activated the poppy. We don't know what's going on. We possibly think there's a leaf blown over in the street that made a slight noise, and she's going out to defend us. She does this from time to time. Yeah, it's hopefully we're hoping that just to get out this country, just for a week, 2 weeks, don't care. We are praying that it's going to. I think as time goes by, it'll drop down.
I mean, the same for a lot of my international work, which I do in all over the globe, is a developing situation. So who knows? But it seems for us, France being a key to get into Europe is looking a little bit more promising to be able to get out easier.
It's it needs to happen. I think we've, it's nearly, it's 2 years. I remember like this specific week 2 years ago when, basically bars and clubs, you went, right, that's it, you got to shut down now. So we've been living with this now for 2 years, and I think we've done quite well. I think we've pulled through it. I know there's a lot of business and there's a lot of people still struggling, but I think as a whole, we can kind of look forward now to moving on from the past couple of years, which has been an absolute nightmare. So it would be so nice to get out and about. So someone said travel trolls needs to get out into Europe. They do, and we've been pestering Dan and Mazzy to come on. That's the one. Once he lifts the restrictions, let's go. It's just that, because I'm not vaccinated. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not against people getting vaccinations. I just personally, for me, I don't feel it's right to get it. I know if they came out and said, if you get the vaccine, you can't harm anyone, you can't pass it on, I'd be the first in line to get it, but that's not the case. I just don't think for me, I just don't want to get it. So that's all I can say. I'm not, if people want to get it, it's a personal opinion, and I've got no opinion on it apart from my own opinion. But it's, for people who are like me that want to travel and go away. And, I've got friends as well who are, Neil H just said there, and he's in Australia. I've got one of my friends, he's from Australia. He's the same kind of feeling as me. He's like, I'm just not sure about the vaccine, so I'm holding back, don't want to get it. But he can't go back to Australia. He's kind of stuck here now. He lives here anyway, but he's kind of stuck because it's a weird one, isn't it? It really is weird. It's you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's a bit of a new world, and know what to do. And I guess every country's making their own decisions, which if you want to travel, things are a bit complicated.
Ash says, come north and get some fresh air.
The fresh air is definitely fresh up there, yeah.
Oh, that's a question. And I know it sounds like a weird question, but it probably doesn't sound like a weird question. What did it smell like up there in the very top? When you were right up at the top, what? Because I know I don't know if I come across like a bit of a lunatic here, but when you go somewhere and it's rural and you open the door in the morning, you're standing there with your cup of tea or your cup of coffee, and the first thing you do is you smell. I could stay here for another week.
I would say in north and in the winter, there's not much absence smell because it's just cold. But I imagine now with spring starting to come a little bit more and things starting, you'll get a lot more spring. I don't think, unless you stand near my diesel heater exhaust and then it smells diesel.
Yeah. Did the diesel heater go apart from when you were driving? Did it go off at any point, or did it just stay on the whole time?
I usually turn it off when I was driving. The cabin heaters in the van, if you open the door, will get like 30 degrees. But anytime I was parked up, I would have the heater on. Usually only on running on low, even in the coldest settings. So normally use about 1.5 liters of diesel overnight on its thermostat mode.
Right. I suppose you've got to keep them going just because you don't want them to stop and not start again.
Yeah. And then doing this trip, it was probably using about 2 to 2.5 liters a night to heat the van. So a bit of understandable increase because it's no longer 5. But it all apart from when I was driving because the main heater for the van, because the van would have been on.
Yeah, 24/7, which is not good anyway, is it? So, so it's been fun watching the last couple of adventures. I can't wait to see where you go next. I really can't, because I don't know where you're going. I don't know what you're going to do, but I don't know how you can top what you've done now, because that was extreme. And some would probably say absolute madness, but you were prepared for it. You set out to challenge yourself. You set out to, mechanically, and, as a van builder as well, you set out to do something that a lot of people fail in, but you come back successful. Apart from a couple of, things that we can't stop wind, can we?
Yeah, I could have picked a better park up, but
yeah, just a note for anybody out there who does want to go to the very top of Norway. Just a word of the warning: if it's windy, don't park on the ice on the edge of a cliff. Just
more or less.
Yeah, but if you do, make sure your Neo S cams are running on the inside, so you can just pick up the fuck, shit. You can pick all that up on the camera, because that's well worth watching over and over again.
Yeah, it's definitely an amazing experience, but one which I don't know if everyone. I would recommend it to. Well, I think I don't know if I would recommend the experience. It was amazing, but I wouldn't want to have the I don't know, the moral aspect of me telling someone I recommend this to a situation potentially could be quite dangerous.
Yeah, I think you've got to make your own decision and learn off the people that have do this. You learn off people who have gone out there and done it. The likes of you. And I would never. We were having a conversation today, and I was like, I would never go there in our van at like minus 30 and 40, because we're just not equipped for it. It doesn't matter how good I think we've built the van. I don't think we're equipped for it. And plus, there's a few more of us to look after than just like you're on your own, so you've got to worry about you. I just think going cold is great. Going sub-zero there's a massive difference, isn't it? And going somewhere cold, like where you and Rob were, I'd be okay with that. But going top of Norway, I think for me, it's having things around you. I don't mind being in places where there's no one around for 1,000 miles. But if you can't control, we can't control the elements. If you go into the cold places, you know what you're going into as well. So I don't think for us.
I think something which Ash mentioned to me when I met him and visited him, he was I think the last thing I want to do with one of my videos, and I think he wants to do is encourage someone to come out here and they're unprepared to come out and they hurt themselves or hurt someone else.
Yeah.
That's why the series, I want to show it's an amazing place, but I want to show that I made a lot of preparation and I still got things wrong and I still ended up in some bad situations because of it. If you really watch all of those and you watch other people and you research it and you still think that's a good idea, then right, that's a lot of work you've got to do to your vehicle to get ready for that. But yeah, I'm not going to go out and go to everyone because I wouldn't recommend it to everyone.
No, you've got to let people, you've got to let people judge off their own. And if you're not, like I said, if you're not subscribed to Alex, I've just dropped his channel in the link in the chat there. Go and subscribe and go and watch some of the madness that he's gone through. and not even the madness on the trip, some of the stuff that he's done to the van to enable him to go and do these things. I think that's the most impressive thing, is go and learn off someone who's walked it and who's gone and done it, and come back relatively healthy and fit and fine.
Well,
apart from being scared of wind on an ice rink.
I definitely was considering some of my park up later on in the trip when it was coastal. I was like, oh, I think I heard a gust. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Crazy. We've got to say a massive thank
you.
Yeah, I'll let you carry on there.
Massive thank you to Michael Marson, who has just given us a super chat, but he's also become a new member.
A new member. Thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for the £50 super chat as well, Michael. That is that's going to buy Poppy and Dolly a ball that they can't destroy, and loads of treats. It might go towards the recirculating shower fund as well. We don't know. We're unsure yet. We can get a few things finished. So well, I don't think we've got out else to chat about. So you're going to be. Let's just run through where you're going to be at the Overlander show. That's 100%. That's definite sort of, isn't it? You're going to be there Saturday, Sunday.
I've got the tickets, yeah. And I'm a little the week, a couple of days before. Quirky. I am working for 3 hours for Bubble Vans, which is people who make the hot water heater I use. I worked for them for a year, mainly because they would pay for me for a ticket.
That's fair, mate. It's one of them. You do what you got to do. It's you advocate for their products anyway, so it's a no-win, no-brain situation, isn't it? And
they're good people. I'm happy to work for them because I enjoyed the 6 months I worked for them previously.
Yeah.
And who else? And then yes, Vanlife Eats as well. All being well, that's the end of August, I believe.
Good. Yeah, that's it. I am looking forward. I'm looking forward to the talk. When you mentioned to me today, you were like, "Oh, do you want me to do a talk about the trip and stuff like that?" I'm looking forward to that. It's because you always, I think, when you plan a talk out and when you go to talk in public, you always pull things out that people have never heard before. So it's going to be really interesting. Darren has just come up with a question of when is the next video on the transit? Right. Situation with the transit, we have everything. Well, when's the unit? When is the new sync coming? This week.
This week.
This week sometime. Yeah. We've got everything for it. All the units have been built. The units for the transit are in the transit. It basically now just needs a couple of little finishing jobs. The electric needs going in. The hobtop key needs going in.
That's not answering the question, though, is it?
I'll probably say 3 weeks. You know what? It's just there's no need for you at all, is there? It's just I'm trying to explain, and you just come there over me, just slapping me around the back of the head. I'd say 3 weeks. There's going to be at least within that time. There's probably going to be 4-5 videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. We've recorded. We recorded 2 now. Probably, hopefully, maybe one on Monday. We've got the video on the fly sheets coming out on Sunday, and then I'm hopefully going to push for one coming out Monday on the transit because we need that transit gone. We need it finished off and doing, and it's just
it's been sat there for long enough, hasn't it?
Yeah, it needs sorting out. It needs to go to a home. It needs to go to someone who's going to use it
and love it and get some bit of life out of it.
The bonus about it is, we were saying the other day, everything that's going into this transit is brand new.
Alive from 4-5. No.
I think the transit needs some lights. No, it's not. The transit is not getting any light upgrades at all. It's going to be box standard. No. We're not even putting solar on it. It's going to have a good enough system in it to run off anyway. But you've got to kind of leave vans that you're building to sell.
People want to personalize them themselves, don't they?
Yeah, you can put 200 watts of solar on. Someone goes, "I'm up for," or "I didn't want that much, and I want to put a roof rack on." So you just gotta give them the bare essentials. Everything's brand new. Like every single thing in that van is brand new, from the rock and roll bed to the floor to the top to bottom. Everything is brand new, never been used. So it's going to be a good van. It really is. I'm looking forward to it, and it's kind of made me love Fords more. Because when we went to buy that one, there was. Do you know what? I will be honest. I'll be totally honest. Before we bought the Transits, I've had Ford cars in the past. From a Capri to a Granada, you name it. I've had all sorts of Ford cars, but vans wise, I always can't. Nah, it's a Ford. Don't want a Ford. But when we were buying that one, there was the huge high rooftop jumbo Ford Transit, and it was probably two of your vans. It was that big. I have never. It
was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I know Paul's van is big, but this thing, it just looked
so square.
It looked bigger than Paul's.
Yeah, the Transit's the longer version of mine. So mine isn't the longest version, the highest one, but for someone who's 6 foot, I think they're a bit higher than maybe all the other models, like the Sprinters, the Crafters, the Relays. The Transits are a little bit higher at 6'1" with insulation on the roof and the floor. I've still got probably about 5 to 8 centimeters above my head.
Well, the one we seen, it was that. I couldn't touch. I mean, I'm 5'6", so, but I physically couldn't put my hand up and touch the roof.
Saying that, looking back now,
it was that high.
We should have just bought it, because you imagine how much we'd have sold that for now.
Now you know the brains of this operation, but it was just it was huge.
God, we just doubled our money.
The thing that impresses me about the newer Transits now is they drive like sports cars.
Yeah, it was one of the reasons I went for this, because the custom which you've got and I've got what was the jumbo. When they changed the new version or the current version, it's a bit like driving a car, and I think that's why I got one. I drove this model of van when I was selling Christmas trees. I had them for a month basically. Test drive.
Rob's going to bed. Good night, Roberto.
Bye, Archie's dad. Love to Archie and yourself.
But yeah, no, the Transits they're a fantastic machine, and it's crazy because the Americans swear by them, and the Americans absolutely swear by them. So yeah, I think if we were ever to build another van, I would go for the great big Transit, and I really would, because the cab layout's great, the size you've got in there, a nice build. They haven't got this weird shape that does that and then does that on the top. It's kind of square. They're just they're a really good build. They really are. So, right, well, we're going to let you get back to your evening, young man. Let all these kind folk who are sitting in the chat get back to the evening. I'm going to drop the link once again for Alex's channel. So if you're not subscribed to Alex, go over, show him some love. Just binge his videos. Just go back, even if you just go back from the beginning of this trip, when you're seeing him, in a luxurious hotel with 17 bedrooms and 43 beds and the whole studio flat to himself that cost him something like $199 a night. Just go back and start from there, wherever. But yeah, go and watch his escapades with Rob, and it's well worth watching. And if, like I said, if you are planning on going somewhere cold, or you want to do things to your van to make it winter ready and make it, I know we're coming into summer, there's always a winter after summer. If you want to look at doing some of the things, he's definitely the guy to follow. He's definitely the guy to look at to improve your stuff. So, right, well, I'm going to shut up now. You carry on. And
when do you ever shut up?
I don't know, never. When I'm asleep.
Just does not shut up.
No.
Good night, Wobblebox Adventures.
Yes, so we shall leave you, sir. Thank you for coming on tonight. I think next week we're going to try and drag Jeff from Always Van Adventure on, because I believe he may be doing another electrical course for people who are wanting to build vans and stuff like that. He's running people through courses and just guiding them on the basics of what and how, and not some of the stuff that Alex does, but like the basic things that people fall back on when they're building the vans, the safety aspects of it. So I think Jeff's going to come on and talk a little bit about that, which will be really interesting. I'll say, even if you look at our videos from the breakers that we've just put in, and the few days we spent with Jeff and Geeky Phil as well, we learned so much, and we really did. And some of us there thought that not that we knew everything, but we definitely learned things that we were shocked. So yeah, we're going to get Pixie on, get Jeff on next week, have a bit of a chat with them, talk to them, and see how that goes. So Alex, thank you very much for joining us tonight, sir.
Thank you. As I can't reach the chat from here, anyone who's asked any questions which I haven't answered, find my name. Get back to there's a couple of questions, so but thank you very much.
I'll translate that because Alex's mic just completely broke up during the whole of that. So if you have got questions for Alex, either go on to his channel, go in the comment section on whatever videos and whatever things you need to ask about, or go through his channel and grab him on Instagram as well. He's also on Instagram. I think it's just Alex Frood on Instagram, and it's Mispronounced Adventures on YouTube. But the links there for his YouTube, you will find all his relevant links off his YouTube channel if you go into the About section on there as well. So, yeah, your mic was breaking up a little bit, so I had to jump in. So, right, we shall leave you folks, and thank you all for joining us. Let me find the right... Where are we? No, it's not that one. It's this one. It's over here somewhere. No, there we go.
What
yeah,
happened?
you can. Well, I can kick you out, really. If you know, I can. It's just back to us. Alex is sitting in the back there, and he's kind of waving at us. Yeah, he's just. Don't know what was going on there, but anyway, there. Right, we're going to leave you lot, and we'll see you next Thursday, and we'll have hopefully Jeff and Pixie on. If not, it'll just be more madness updating. The video will drop for the flight screens this weekend, and then hopefully next week it will be the transit.
The transit. Just again, another thank you to Michael Marsden.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Welcome to the family as well.
Yes. If you go on the link, there's a private Facebook group as well, Michael. If you're on Facebook, go and join that. And we shall see you there. The rest of you, we'll hopefully see you on Sunday when everybody else drops their videos. And thanks for joining us. And we shall see you when?
Thursday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Next Thursday.
Something like that. Bye-bye.